Rapa Nui National Park, located on Easter Island, Rapa Nui, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its archaeological and cultural significance. Easter Island is one of the most remote inhabited islands on Earth, located in the southeastern Pacific Ocean. The park covers roughly 40% of the island, protecting both its unique natural beauty and its rich cultural heritage. The park is particularly famous for its moai statues, which represent the ancient Rapa Nui civilization that thrived on the island centuries ago. Easter Island was settled by Polynesian navigators around 800–1200 AD, and the island's history is marked by the rise and fall of its indigenous civilization. The Rapa Nui people developed a complex society, renowned for their stone carving and construction techniques, particularly in creating the monumental moai statues. These statues, primarily carved between 1400 and 1600 AD, were symbols of ancestors and powerful chief figures. The peak of moai production occurred in the 15th and 16th centuries. Rapa Nui National Park was designated a national park in 1935 to preserve these archaeological sites, and in 1995, UNESCO added it to the World Heritage List, recognizing its exceptional cultural and historical importance. The park's most famous features are its moai statues, scattered across the island at various archaeological sites. Key locations include Ahu Tongariki, which is home to the largest and most famous moai platform with 15 massive statues. The site was restored after being toppled during the island's internal conflicts in the 19th century. Reino Raraku, a volcanic crater, was the primary quarry where the moai statues were carved, and it contains over 400 unfinished statues still partially embedded in the crater walls. Ahu Akivi is unique for its 7 moai statues, which face the ocean, unlike other moai that face inward toward the villages. Reino Kau, a dormant volcano, has a large crater lake and impressive cliffs, and it is also home to Orongo, an important ceremonial village tied to the island's birdman cult. Poik, located at the northeastern tip of the island, is known for its dramatic landscape and lesser-visited archaeological sites. Easter Island's flora and fauna are limited due to its isolation. The island's vegetation includes grasses, shrubs, and a few trees, such as a Toromoro tree, which is now extinct in the wild, but is being reintroduced through conservation efforts. The island's wildlife consists mainly of seabirds like tropic birds and booby birds, with marine species and unique lichen and algae thriving in the island's coastal areas. The environment has faced challenges in the past, particularly with deforestation caused by the Rapa Nui people's historical practices. Overharvesting of trees for constructing the moai and building canoes led to significant ecological changes. In modern times, the park faces challenges such as climate change, over-tourism, and the need for sustainable management to protect both its cultural and natural heritage. Rapa Nui National Park holds profound cultural and spiritual significance for the indigenous Rapa Nui people, who continue to maintain strong connections to their ancestors' traditions. The moai statues and other archaeological sites are considered sacred, representing the enduring legacy of the Rapa Nui civilization. Today, local traditions, the Rapa Nui language, and cultural ceremonies are still practiced by the island's residents, ensuring that the island's culture is preserved. Preservation efforts are crucial, as the park faces threats from over-tourism and environmental degradation. To safeguard the park's cultural and natural assets, initiatives have been put in place, such as tourism management to prevent damage to archaeological sites, reforestation programs to restore native vegetation, and ongoing collaboration with the indigenous community to protect the island's heritage. Tourism to Rapa Nui National Park is a significant draw, attracting visitors who come to admire the moai statues and immerse themselves in the island's unique culture. Popular activities include guided tours, hiking, birdwatching, and attending the Tupti Rapa Nui Festival, a celebration of the island's traditions held every February. However, due to the sensitivity of the archaeological sites, some areas have restricted access to minimize the impact of tourism. Peak visitation occurs between December and February, making careful planning important for travelers. Rapa Nui National Park stands as a remarkable testament to the achievements of the Rapa Nui people and remains an enduring symbol of the island's rich cultural and spiritual heritage. Through continued conservation efforts and respect for local traditions, the park is likely to remain a site of global interest for generations to come. The preservation of Rapa Nui National Park continues to be a priority for both the Chilean government and the indigenous Rapa Nui people. Conservation efforts aim to balance the need for tourism with the protection of the island's fragile environment and cultural heritage. In recent years, there have been concerted efforts to involve the Rapa Nui people in the management and decision-making processes surrounding the park's conservation. This collaborative approach seeks to ensure that the island's indigenous voice is heard and that the community benefits from the tourism it attracts. One of the significant challenges faced by the park is controlling the impact of tourism. As one of the most visited sites in Chile, Easter Island has experienced a surge in tourism, which, while beneficial for the local economy, has also led to concerns about the preservation of the archaeological sites and the environmental impact of large numbers of visitors. Efforts have been made to regulate the flow of tourists to sensitive areas, introduce visitor education programs, and ensure that the island's unique cultural and natural assets are protected for future generations. Sustainability initiatives are also being implemented to protect the island's biodiversity. These include invasive species management, reforestation projects, and the restoration of habitats that have been impacted by human activity. The Rapa Nui people are deeply invested in these initiatives, as they are committed to preserving the land that has sustained their culture for centuries. The island's natural beauty, along with its rich cultural history, continues to inspire those who visit, while also reminding the world of the importance of safeguarding such extraordinary places. In addition to the physical preservation of the park, efforts are being made to keep the Rapa Nui language and traditions alive. The island's culture is integral to the identity of its people, and there are ongoing programs to teach younger generations about their ancestral customs, arts, and rituals. Traditional crafts, dances, and ceremonies continue to be passed down, ensuring that the cultural knowledge of the Rapa Nui people is not lost in the face of modernization. Looking forward, the future of Rapa Nui National Park depends on continued efforts to balance cultural preservation with responsible tourism. The island's remarkable history and its people's enduring connection to their land make it a unique and irreplaceable treasure. It is essential that all stakeholders, including the government, local communities, and international organizations, work together to ensure that the park remains a living testament to the Rapa Nui civilization, while also respecting the wishes of the island's inhabitants. Through these efforts, Rapa Nui National Park will not only remain a place of profound archaeological and cultural significance, but also continue to be a source of pride and identity for the Rapa Nui people. As visitors continue to marvel at the Moai statues and the island's breathtaking landscapes, they are reminded of the island's resilience and the deep-rooted connection between the people and their heritage. As Rapa Nui National Park moves into the future, it's clear that its survival and prosperity will hinge on a delicate balance between protecting its cultural and environmental heritage and accommodating the growing interest from the global community. The park's continued success relies heavily on sustainable tourism practices that prioritize environmental conservation, cultural respect, and the active involvement of the Rapa Nui people. One of the future challenges the park faces is dealing with climate change, which threatens not only the island's biodiversity, but also its physical landmarks. Rising sea levels, increased storm intensity, and other climate-related impacts could potentially affect the fragile coastal landscapes and the integrity of archaeological sites. The national park authorities, in partnership with the Rapa Nui community, are closely monitoring these changes and are actively developing strategies to adapt to these environmental challenges. Long-term conservation strategies are focused on mitigating the effects of climate change while continuing to preserve the archaeological wonders that make Rapa Nui unique. The cultural revival and strengthening of the Rapa Nui people's sense of identity are central to the future of the park. As the younger generation becomes more engaged in the preservation of their culture, there is a renewed sense of pride in the island's heritage. Language revitalization programs, cultural education, and the passing down of traditional knowledge are becoming more prominent in local initiatives. The continued survival of the Rapa Nui language and cultural practices is essential for the island's future, as they form the foundation of the community's resilience and connection to their ancestors. Further international cooperation may also play a role in the park's long-term preservation. Partnerships between Chile, UNESCO, environmental NGOs, and the local Rapa Nui community can provide the resources and expertise needed to address both the ecological and cultural preservation challenges facing the island. Collaborative research projects, environmental monitoring, and cultural exchanges can help raise awareness of Easter Island's vulnerabilities and ensure that the island remains protected on a global scale. Rapa Nui National Park, with its stunning moai statues and unparalleled cultural history, is more than just a tourist destination. It is a living testament to human ingenuity, a place where the past and the present converge to tell a story of survival, adaptation, and respect for the land. By fostering sustainable tourism, preserving the island's biodiversity, and supporting the ongoing cultural renewal of the Rapa Nui people, the national park can continue to be a symbol of resilience and cultural pride for generations to come. Ultimately, the legacy of Rapa Nui National Park will depend on how well it is preserved, shared, and protected by all who are connected to it. With the cooperation of local communities, governmental agencies, tourists, and conservationists, Rapa Nui can remain a place of wonder, reflection, and connection, a reminder of the incredible achievements of the ancient Rapa Nui civilization and the enduring spirit of its people.